She ain't top 5, bro.
Duelists of all time, no, but in her generation of Jedi.
We have the door open.
You mean younger than
Come on, y'all.
Luke?
Nah,
Yeah.
she ain't better than Luke, bro.
10,
Yeah, I said younger. You said
9,
younger.
8,
Tripping.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, people? What's going on? We back again with another edition in tune with the culture, movie edition. This time we talking still Star Wars universe, Ahsoka. I got my boy to my right, Moses. What's going on?
We chilling and we happy. We here and we happy.
Facts.
We gonna get into it.
I got my boy to my left, Ace.
You already know who it is. It's your boy, Ace Lombardi. We here, man. Ahsoka, let's talk.
Definitely. Check us out on IG at treeculture.com. Also at treeculture_studios and at treeculture radio. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is at treeculture. Also, at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, you'll catch the audio version on Treeculture Radio, Talk TV. Ahsoka. Let's get into it, fellas. Ace, lead us in.
It started good, man. I mean, what I liked about it was when the captain of the ship was like, "Yo, these niggas, let me bluff them." And then they came off the ship. He didn't believe they was Jedis, not knowing that they would survive Order 66. And they came out and they was murking everybody. They was killing everybody. I mean, he's a good antagonist. I like Homeboy. Rest in peace to Ray Stevenson. But he did a good job with his role. It started off real well. I mean, it's some stuff that I liked and I loved. And then I ain't gonna lie, I don't like Sabine's character because she just don't listen. She like that rough head kid. She don't listen. But Ahsoka was doing her thing with the 2 lightsabers. I mean, it was a good first 2 episodes.
Okay. Well, that's Sabine. She's a Mandalorian, you know. She's the rebel. She's of the Ren clan, one of the oldest Mandalorian clans. So she's got a bit of rebel in her because she's not much of a follower. But we're getting her into that following role. The story is gonna be of her and Ahsoka. It's basically her and Ahsoka story right now. So we're gonna get more on this period in between when the end of Rebels to the beginning of Ahsoka, when stuff happened that we are not aware of. You know, the relationship that they have as the first, well, I wouldn't say the first, but one of the only later Force sensitive people to be trained as a Jedi, but also a Mandalorian that was a rebel that helped overthrow the Empire. And then all of this, and another thing that I like about the way how it starts, it leads up to what's gonna happen. Because in the first 2 episodes that drop, we hear about Thrawn. You get me? We hear about Thrawn, but it's not like everything is about him. We're getting a lot of story and details on the worlds. We're getting a lot of settings that we need. We're getting introduced to the people and how they are. Man, in the first scene when you're talking about it too, with the Jedis that aren't Jedis, Balin Skull and Shin Hati, Skull and Hati. Those are the 2 wolves in Norse mythology. One chases the sun, one chases the moon. And when they eat the sun and the moon, Ragnarok starts. And that's the end of the world. I love the lightsaber scene. When Homeboy was coming through, you could tell he respects that lightsaber. The way how he was holding that, the way how he was deflecting the shots, the way how he just put it back, I could tell that there's a good relationship with it. And then they foreshadow it too, because later on we're going to move into the people moving with Ahsoka. So, because we get introduced to her right after that, she's looking for something. And then she has a little team with her, but we're on a new, a planet setting. How do you feel about that? The way how they started off with her just looking on.
Well, y'all know how I feel. Like, I like the action.
Yeah.
I mean, from the last time we discussed it, I like the way that they started off right from the jump with action. and I think there was action all the way through because you have multiple fight scenes. You have the scene you talked about when they got off the ship, and he was like, "I'm gonna call a bluff." And he's like, "You're no Jedi." He was like, "You know what? You're right. We're no Jedi."
Exactly.
And start mollywopping them.
Exactly.
Then we got the scene with Ahsoka where she was going to look for the map, and when she came out the thing, the robots was there. You know what I'm saying? The droids was there.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It was tough how they revealed them, like
yeah,
one by one.
It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we went into even when they was on the planet and they discovered that they was getting that turbine to go into hyperspace
from open to this,
and she was fighting. I don't even know who that other dude is with the long lightsaber. That dude, the lightsaber at her and went jumping off.
That's Inquisitive.
Yeah, like
Inquisitive.
You know what I'm saying. So for me, I like the action part. Like I think that action wise, they held up to what my expectation was because we got multiple action scenes, not just one scene
from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, and I mean I also like you said the way it came in. I think that they're giving us a little bit of not just only the action, but in introducing the backstory of the characters for those who haven't seen Rebel or Clone Wars, like the kind of like the feeling side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Showing like, oh, she stopped training, she won't listen to me, this, that, and third, and showing kind of those type of feelings between Ahsoka and Sabine, the apprentice. So I think as it goes on, we'll get that because that's the same type of relationship that Ahsoka had kind of with Anakin.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Is that rebel? She don't listen. She do this. She do that. And I think she kind of had to go through some things to kind of start to understand what it meant to be a Jedi. And I think that's where Sabine is at now because you see the what's the girl name you just said that was with the dude
Shin Hati.
You see, she broke her off right at the. She ended her career. You see what I'm saying?
No,
so
but she tough. She tough. She a Mandalorian. She tough.
But I think it just goes to show how Sabine gonna start to have to go through things and start to take losses and start to see because we only really know. You know, she fought against the Imperial forces in terms of defeating Thrawn and. You know what I'm saying? She was with Ezra and with all these things. And from what we know, like everything is good now. Like everything turned out good. Right. She hasn't had really any losses or things like that we know of except for Ezra. So now, I think with this, they starting to introduce, especially in the beginning, some of these things.
She was on the top, taking care of Lethal because of Ezra.
Yeah.
So that was like her last parting gift to him.
Yeah.
And the galaxy is under the New Republic. Whoever it's under now, it's the New Republic.
Yeah.
So that's who it's under.
Well, no, the galaxy and the New Republic. No, the galaxy's under it's still under what you call it. It's under Darth Vader now.
No, it's supposed to be under they're outlaws right now. The rebels won the war, so it's under the New Republic, and then after this, it becomes the First Order that we see in like Ren and the new Star Wars.
I think that's one of the reasons why for the old Republic or the Imperial that they're trying to bring Thrawn back because I think he plays a key role in Vader in them and the Emperor in them taking back over the Republic. You know what I mean? So I think this setting, the overall plot is really this is what it's about. It's still the battle between who's gonna really take back. Are they gonna take back the Republic? Are they gonna defend it again? Or because it seems like they're trying to prevent the war between the Republic and the Imperials. That's true. You know what I'm saying? That's true. When Thrawn coming back, I think he's the one who kind of sets the whole war off again. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So we'll see. Looking forward, looking up to it, man. What do you got in terms of characters, actors, how well the scenes were shot? What do you think about that, Ace?
I mean, everything was shot good. I like the way it was shot, but I noticed there's one thing with the new Star Wars. It's not like the old. Remember, Qui-Gon got hit one time in the stomach with a lightsaber. He's dead. How come everybody keep coming back? You look at Obi-Wan. The black girl came back twice. Vader got in the stomach when she was in Order 66. Then he got her back again. Then remember for Mandalorian, I forgot the bounty hunter. She got shot in the stomach, came back with a metal stomach. The same place where Obi-Wan, not Obi-Wan, where Qui-Gon was killed. Everybody don't die in the Star Wars. It's like they let everybody live. And I'm looking at all the people who basically got messed up, and they all live. All of them. You put Obi-Wan in the back of the tank, he come back. I remember the Inquisitor. He got hit in the stomach by the Black Jedi, and he came back because he was in Rebels when he came back, and we saw him die in Rebels. So it's like in the new.
Which Inquisitor? The new one that we Obi-Wan.
Remember when he ran up on the black.
Oh, okay.
And she hit him in the stomach. He came back and said, "I got 2 stomachs." Now, why Qui-Gon didn't get that love? He was off by that same Jedi in his stomach.
The Inquisitor, the big one.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah. See, everybody is coming back from the dead in the new Star Wars. It's like nobody doesn't
it's
die.
Not really the same anymore. Disney's gonna change that.
But what made Star Wars is killing characters off. Though,
Jesus Christ.
That's what made killing characters off is what made Star Wars. It is the truth though. That's what made Star Wars.
I agree with you.
You know why I agree? Because when they didn't want to kill a character off, they would do something like chop off their arm,
exactly,
chop off their hand,
chop off their leg,
because that wasn't a kill shot. You know what I'm saying?
Killing characters is what made things better in the Star Wars.
Obi-Wan's been cutting people's arms out from day one. That's because he's a Jedi. He's a true Jedi because he don't like to kill people. But he'll disarm you. But literally,
the whole point of the Sith is that they kill each other. So it's the rule of 2.
Yeah.
So you just like you have a hero, you have an antagonist. So that's the whole point of if nobody's killing each other, then why do we have Sith? Why?
So we haven't killed any Sith in like the new Star Wars?
Name somebody who died in the new Star Wars. Because if we go to the Emperor, he had 80 Kylo Ren, yeah, but he eventually became a Jedi. He became a Jedi in the end. Kylo Ren, you can say what you want. He's a Force ghost, so he's not dead. He's a Force ghost.
He killed a lot of people. But we also have what's the homeboy that Ren turned the lightsaber sideways and cut him in half?
That's the only person they killed. That's the
him
only person.
Again. That's another.
That's the only person that they killed.
But I got a list. It's something they killed a couple of them.
It's hard. You can't get to the list that easily.
Yeah, it's not the same as it's not the same as before. It's not the same as before.
Younglings
it's not Dooku. It's not Grievous. It's not everybody who was over with the Sith.
They died
for sure,
bro. Even generals and droids.
And what you call was killed. Boba Fett was killed.
Boba Fett was killed.
Mace
Jabba was killed.
Yeah. I mean,
people that had nothing to do with the Empire was killed, brother.
I mean, the only people that you could name on your list that was killed was, and the only reason why they killed him was because Harrison Ford's contract was up. That's why he got killed. And then Carrie Fisher died.
That was crazy.
And Carrie Fisher died. That's the only reason why. That's why they killed off her because she died in the middle of the.
Carrie Fisher, who's that?
Leia.
Leia?
Yeah.
Oh well, they killed Leia, and they also killed I was confusing Leia with Mon Mothma. Because Mon Mothma died too.
Who?
Mon Mothma, the leader of the rebellion, the chick that went into hyperspace into the ships.
She don't count.
What?
She don't count.
Mon Mothma.
She don't count. She's like she don't count. I ain't see it. She had like 30 seconds of airtime in the movie. She don't count. She don't count.
All right, so in Ahsoka now, what's gonna happen going forward in terms of where are they going with this series? It's how many episodes we say? Seven episodes.
We got 5 left.
They gave us 2. We got 5 more episodes left. Like, how far or how deep are we going?
I didn't even know that there were 7 episodes. What the fuck is Disney doing with their money? What's happening?
What you mean? Disney going bankrupt. They don't see all these firings on.
But they never had. What series they had more than maybe 8 or 9 episodes. They never had a 10-episode show.
Yeah, but what? No, but this is 7, bro. It just makes me feel nasty saying it. 7.
And I want to say honestly, I don't even think all these shows is an hour long. I think episode 3 is like 41 minutes. Or
He was the best series from Disney.
You know where
and it was short.
You know where I think it's going? Because I really enjoy what's happening. Because I like Dawn. I like Thrawn. I like his actor. I like the character. I like what he does. I like what he represents because he's not really for the Empire. Because
Mhm.
he's from another race of people that's sort of like in the outer rim, and he doesn't want the Empire to encroach on his people. So he himself went up as like a tribute. So he has like his own means, but at the same time, he's like unaffiliated with anybody personally. So I like Thrawn's character. He's a wild card. I like Ahsoka because everybody hated her when she just came out because they were like, "What do you mean by Darth Vader had an apprentice? We never know nothing about this." And then now we're just growing on her and we love her now. And I want to see what they do with the chick. But what I really want to see is Ezra. I want to see Ezra come back. And I don't want like a cameo. Like I want to see him be a part of the team.
I honestly like. I don't know if it's exciting with the Ezra character. You know what I mean? Because in I think they got a better shot at giving us Thrawn and then giving us a version of Thrawn that we never seen, even if it has to go back into the timeline of showing us some things. Because I think he's a more entertaining character for us to be like, oh, okay. And it's gonna give us a perspective from the dark side. You know what I mean? Because everything we've been watching has really been from the Jedi side, from the Jedi perspective of their view of what's going on. We've never really got a say, for example, a dark episode where we're getting everything from Thrawn's
That's true.
perspective. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I think that it's a possibility that could be where they're going with this.
Like a day in the life of Vader.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can't give us Vader again because they gave us Anakin growing up, going into Vader. But now, who else could they really give us?
Well, they could give us Vader. They could give Vader, because you got to remember, Vader, he made a name for himself in the galaxy when he got into the suit. That's when he made a name for himself, when he got into the suit. He did a whole lot of stuff that people don't realize. And then you don't realize how many times he was battling himself, because they said Luke was in the back of his head talking to him, telling him, you tripping. Because he was talking to himself. Darth Vader was, if you know anything about it, they said when he killed the people on Mustafar, the reason why he was crying was because he knew he just killed himself. He just killed the Anakin that was in him, and he became Darth Vader. And that's why he always was telling Padme. That's why he was telling Padme. But see, even when you read the story, when you talk about the mother wasn't what made him change. Everybody keeps saying that that's the mother, but what made him change was that Homeboy was always called. Palpatine was always calling him and telling him stuff after things were happening.
Yeah, of course. Palpatine sensed that the Force was strong with him and wanted to corrupt him as his own. But at the same time, his connection with his mother was also one of those driving forces. Palpatine just exploited it, which is. But
they said that he called Palpatine one time and had like a little sit down with him. He was like, "Yo, I'm always angry and I feel guilty." And Palpatine was like, "Yo, don't listen to the Jedi when they say you can't have feelings and all that." You know what I'm saying?
See, what we gotta remember.
I mean, even with Luke, so I don't mean to cut you off, but even with Luke, with the new Jedi Order, Luke's thing is a part of that too, and saying like, "Yo, I don't want the new Jedi to not be in touch with those feelings."
Yeah, it's okay to be in touch with your feelings.
Yeah,
it's okay, and even then, that's what Obi-Wan did. Remember, if you know anything about Obi-Wan said, "Let him stay with his family." He said, let him stay with his family. He could have took him from the family and just started training him from there. But he said, let him stay with his family because he saw what happened with Anakin. Anakin was taken from his mother.
But if he took him from the family and then was training him, Anakin would have found him.
No, but that wouldn't have been the only reason. But you got to remember
Inquisitors would have came from.
And they always in hiding. Remember, Obi-Wan was hiding.
But you got to remember this one thing. You're saying the same thing, but two things that you got to remember. They never went to that planet Tatooine because Vader had too much of Anakin.
He was fearing.
He wasn't fearing Obi-Wan. Let me finish the point. It wasn't Obi-Wan he was fearing. He was fearing Anakin rising back in his head. He was trying to kill that off in him. He didn't want that in him. It was an inter battle within him. That's what you have to remember. The reason why The light won in the end was because Luke brought that out of him. It was always in him. And even he knew that. He knew that because he went back. He been knew Luke was alive because he went back to where Padme died. And he heard her say, they're still good in him. And he destroyed the tape because he didn't want anything to do with Anakin, that side of him. He always wanted the dark side to be a part because he felt that side of him was weak.
Well, yeah. Well, if he had a connection to his old side, it would make him weaker in the dark side of the Force,
And
which
he'll
is
be,
not what he wants.
and that wasn't what he wanted.
So yeah,
He was his biggest thing was if I can deceive the Emperor and make him think I'm dark, when it's time for me to kill him, I'll kill him. Because he want the rule of two is yours, kill the one that's above you. The rule of two, yours, kill the one that's above you.
And he wanted to be. He told Padme that. Back in the old episode, he said to Padme, he said, "Listen,
I'm gonna
man,
kill the Emperor.
I can kill an emperor,
That's
man.
what he said.
I'm gonna be stronger and more powerful than the emperor himself, and
That's
I can
true.
kill him."
That's true.
you know what else I think is going to come into play in the Ahsoka, the Mortis family, the father, the daughter, and the son.
Oh, definitely.
I think that they have a part to play in this as well. And also the Purgils, those are the space whales with the tentacles that live in hyperspace.
Well, they gave us some new characters in the witch.
The witch lady.
What's her name?
She's a night witch.
Yeah,
she's a night witch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the last surviving sisters of that.
And they said that she's one of the most powerful of that family.
Mm-hmm.
They say she's one of the most powerful.
She's part of the same witches that was help revive your boy, Darth Maul.
I know night witches. I'm just not sure of her history. I can't really.
Yeah, she's part of that history, but that would be good too if they could. What story I would really want them to revive is the story after Solo.
What's that?
When we seen the Syndicate, like what was Darth Maul like when he ran the Syndicate? Remember when he appeared on the screen? And he told Han Solo's girlfriend, "We got much to talk about because you're my new number 2."
After that, he went to Mandalore.
Yeah.
But there's also one other character that we didn't really mention. One of the other main characters that we're traveling with right now, is it Hu Yang, the droid, the old droid that used to make lightsabers with the Jedi.
The Jedi, yeah.
So he's also a character played by Doctor Who.
Yeah, he can be good.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely played a pivotal part because he was able to recognize the lightsabers. Yeah, definitely.
And that even showed that was another bit of foreshadowing as well to the connect when he the way how he moved with his lightsaber. I was like he something about his connection with this lightsaber. And then the robot said it himself. In all my years, there's only been one Jedi that constructed a lightsaber like this. Well, no, in the last 500 years.
Yeah.
Not in all of his years.
That's true.
But the droid is actually older than Yoda.
Oh,
The droid is about 1,000 years old. Yoda is 900 and something. So just a bit.
But they definitely gonna tease everything from Order 66 to what happened in the Jedi Temple and all that. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they got to because it's so interconnected from what was happening before, and then the Order 66 came into play because there was some, as we see now, there was some people, Jedi and regular people that survived through the Order 66. You know what I mean?
A lot of Jedi did survive, and the two that we have now that didn't really as the enemies, they don't have red lightsabers as Sith. Their lightsabers are orange.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's good though. What it did tease is that not everybody chose Jedi's, not everybody chose Sith.
Not everybody chose Sith.
Yeah,
it's like outlaws.
Yeah, outlaw. So that's what makes it real good.
They even had a different score. The music.
Our music was totally good. It was definitely good. Yeah, it was definitely good. It was definitely good.
From the opening scene when he's coming through that hallway and you hear the sharp keys. That was intense.
It was very intense.
What I think what I have a little I'd say a little problem. I wouldn't say a problem, but it could be a bit better. I think that they hold shots a little too much. Like they hold angles. Like when they broke her out of prison and they were walking down the hallway, and he was like, "Do you know which Jedi it is?" And then she's like, "Ahsoka Tano." And then we're still watching them, and then they turn the corner. I know that they wanted to emphasize on the hallway, but we could have gotten something else, you know. And with other shots as well, it's a bit. I think that they could have filled a bit more time, you know, that they could shave down some more shots and put a bit more in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think cinema-wise, I think they did a great job. I think the graphics was great.
Oh no,
I think they paid attention to a lot of detail, even when Sabine was looking at the map to where the two Jedis and the witch had the map, and she blew it up into when they were standing by the statues, and she blew it up, and she started looking, and she was like, "Yo, it took me back to Tony Stark's when he was trying to figure out his and he pulled it up. Remember, he got the thing from oh man, what's it, from Pepper's office?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Like the map of like Flushing Meadow Park. Yeah. And then he took it back and he was like, do a schematic, and then he had it blew up, and it was like he was inside of it. And he was like, take this out, take this out. It gave us back that type of sense but it was in a different element, because it's like, you see this planet right here, that's where we at, and this is where Ezra's at, and in order to get over here, or this is where Thrawn is at, my fault. In order to get here, we got to take this path to here to here. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was real dope.
Right.
That's well. How do you feel about the
cinematic?
Well, yeah, the cinematic aspect. But I was gonna lead into the space travel, because the way how he was talking about it. This is how we get here. Yeah, that's the way how they used to navigate through the galaxy. Because before they had the computers, because even in uncharted space, you can't go through hyperspace in uncharted space, because you might go through something. What they used to do, they used to use force-sensitive people to let you know when you can come out of hyperspace, which is probably what they're still doing the Outer Rim.
That's true.
With the Night Sisters, because they're force-sensitive, they can probably chart a path.
They can see it.
So I don't know how they're gonna take that part, but that's the way. I just thought it was cool, the little information. About it.
But I think also too, I don't think that they have the direct location of Ezra. I think they have a general idea, and every time they go to the next destination, they're gonna get some clues to figure out, like, you know what I mean?
That was the same thing.
Well, yeah, they narrowed it down with the droid. I would say they narrowed it down.
I think they did the same thing with Luke, though, because that's what they did in the new. Remember when they were trying to find Luke Skywalker, they couldn't find him. So they had a part of the map, but they couldn't find the map. And so everything is all with a temple, a Jedi temple, a Sith temple, a lot of stuff. But I mean, one thing that I like with the cinematic that you mentioned is when the fight scene between her and the droids, when she cut the ground open and she went down. The thing, she does stuff different than all the Jedi with how she uses her lightsaber. So I give her credit with that. And then she's the only one that we really know that on a regular basis use two lightsabers.
Yeah.
She's the only one, and she's surgical.
Asajj Ventress.
Yeah. But we didn't get that much.
Prior to that, it was really Sith.
Yeah. But we really didn't get that much. But we really didn't get too much screen time with Asajj. Like we're getting with Ahsoka. Like we knew what Asajj could do, but in a live action and seeing it, it was dope. It was dope. But I agree with you with that one scene, and I agree with you with the other scene. When she opened up that map, that was a crazy scene. Yeah. When she did what she did. Well, I mean, Sabine has a whole bunch of talent. She's just stubborn as hell, bro.
Yeah, she's artistic.
Yeah, she's very gifted, but she was stubborn because she was stubborn when she was dealing with Ezra on Rebels.
I thought they would have been like a love interest thing, but it turns out to a brother
and sister. Yeah.
If they end up smashing, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm gonna have a problem.
Hey, you remember Han thought that Luke and Leia was
they don't get one kissing.
He thought that Luke and Leia with the island, and they didn't even know that they was brother and sisters till what's his name says, and I'm gonna get your sister, and he realized, what? That's my sister. Luke got hot.
Yeah,
started messing up Vader.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank God you told me before anything got serious.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And Han would have been pissed because you know how much Han was in. The Han already got his heart broken once, so he
But
gets heartbroken twice.
That would have been an interesting movie though.
What?
Like how we get like you know those spin-off movies like the spoof ones where they had in Tropic Thunder with the
That's
Billy
That's a classic.
Imagine a force sensitive baby with Down syndrome.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. No, that's great.
That's crazy.
Y'all would get some representation.
Definitely.
I'm gonna lean into it.
Definitely, bro.
When Luke and Leia having a baby, I was just a little bit off, but with that force sensitivity, strongest lightning ever.
You think this series is better than Boba Fett so far? I know we know it ain't better than Mandalorian. Mandalorian is going to be top. Not the top of Mandalorian.
Did you watch Boba Fett?
Nah, I didn't watch Boba Fett. I've seen a couple of clips, but I mean, so far just the 2 episodes, like I think it's gonna be up there.
It definitely be up
It's
there.
gonna be up there.
It definitely be up there. But I still think it's gonna come in third. I still got Mando. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was classic.
I like Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan had like 4, like the greatest scene you ever seen in Star Wars when Homer was throwing all the rocks at Obi-Wan. And Vader.
That fight scene was
that was an intense fight scene. And then another scene that the best scene in that whole series was when the ship took off and Vader was like, nah, come back. Yeah. He shut the whole engine down.
Yeah, but the only thing I remember about the Obi-Wan series was the Vader fight.
Man, there's so many scenes. They fought the first time and Vader whooped him and he had to go in the back of the tank. Then don't forget about the scene that the little girl was all through the episode, Leia, when she was younger, and she was doing a whole bunch of stuff. She was arguing with Obi-Wan the whole series.
Yes, there was a kid Leia too. Mm-hmm. I don't fully remember it, but I feel like the only highlights were the parts when Vader was there. That's why I can't enjoy the Obi-Wan series that much.
Nah, it was.
I want to say he left Leia with the senator.
Ogami. Yeah, but it was a whole bunch of good scenes in Obi-Wan, man. When the 2 Inquisitors fought. When the black girl was chasing Obi-Wan, and they got on the ship because Obi-Wan was he was in fear the whole time.
Her performance was good, but I think it could have been better. The Black Inquisitor.
I think she did good, man.
I think she did good.
She had
Moses. That's her name, right?
Huh?
She
did good.
And didn't Vader kill her, right?
Yeah, no, Vader didn't kill her.
No, but he did.
No, he didn't kill her. She survived twice. Remember what I just said at the beginning of the episode? She survived twice. She got stabbed in the stomach in the Order 66 by Anakin, and then she got stabbed again in her stomach again, and she survived. Remember in the end of the episode? Remember
when she did something, she disobeyed Vader or something, and Vader killed her.
Vader stabbed her in the stomach. Vader stabbed her in the stomach, and at the end of the episode, she was tasting Luke as a little boy. And then Obi-Wan let her survive and she left. Remember the end of the episode? The end of the episode.
Obi-Wan said I gotta rewind.
Obi-Wan beat.
You remember that? I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that, man. That's one of the best ones. It was 2 scenes going at one time. Obi was fighting Vader, and then she was chasing the whole family. She was chasing Luke's adopted pops and adopted mom, and they was running through rocks and hiding, and she was pushing everybody off. She came. Because she found out there was another force-sensitive person, and it was Luke.
We're not getting another season of Obi-Wan, are we?
We might. They say we might. They say we might because he still got to get that training from Qui-Gon. He has to get the training from Qui-Gon.
He's not a Padawan anymore.
Yeah. They never showed that. They never showed none of that.
Remember, and see, that's why you got to watch that. That last episode was great.
Watch it again.
Because they brought Qui-Gon. They brought Qui-Gon back in the end, and Qui-Gon says, "Your training has begun now."
I'm gonna let y'all know next week if I even want that to come back. I'm gonna check it out again and see what sides of the.
I would definitely.
And then
Obi-Wan is one of my best series. He's up there.
If it comes back, I don't want Leia to be in there. They're going through another Mando too. Because she held it back. Mandalorian is going to continue. I want a second season of Boba Fett, but I want it to be better. I really liked Cad Bane. in Boba Fett, and I like the roster that they were building
Yeah.
with the other
Boba
Wookiee.
Fett was good. It was
The
good.
other Wookiee in there.
Boba Fett was
Bounty
good.
Hunter.
It was good. Boba Fett was definitely good, but it ain't up there with Obi-Wan and Mando. Mando was gonna be one because Mandalorian.
Ahsoka's gonna be up there. I think she's gonna be
I
in
don't.
the top 3.
Yeah, well, she could be top 3. That's possible. I think, but there's only really 4 series, and that's Ahsoka, that's Boba Fett, that's Mando, and then there's Obi-Wan. That's it.
It's high in the top 3. I see the production value going
Yeah,
into
but
it.
what about? No, that's another series. This other dude, Andor.
No. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's a series. That's a series.
Andor's a distant 5, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even on the radar. I'm just saying
That's
I
like.
never watched that though.
Listen, I put 2 episodes on and I fell asleep. Ain't no disrespect, but I'm telling you, in the middle of the 2nd episode, I was on my pillow snoring.
I think his character is more relatable to the Rogue One side of things,
Exactly.
as in the whole layout of the galactic.
I agree.
Force, Empire, Jedi, Sith, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I agree.
Because outside of that Rogue One series, like
you know what I want to
really have no history.
You know, I want to find out who slept with Palpatine for him to have a great granddaughter. Who would sleep with that old man?
He was young at one point. He was a handsome senator at one point with a lot of money.
Man, but at least we did get to see how he got the form. See how he got the form. Yeah. Because he looked crazy.
Listen, we was talking about this off air. This is what I did not realize, and I just realized. And you know, one of the great things I like about the Star Wars universe is that it's almost like the Godfather trilogies.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch them again, you'll get something that you didn't get previously. You'll be like, oh, I didn't know this. But we was talking off air, and I was saying, Ace, I never realized that in the Clone Wars, right, that Dooku was actually right, and what he was saying, and the Jedis were actually wrong in going after him, because when they captured Obi-Wan, he said to Obi-Wan, he was like, yo, listen, man, like, I'm gonna release you, man, but I just need to know what you're doing here. Obi-Wan was like, yo, we up here to stop you. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, wish your master Qui-Gon was here. He would have been with me and joined me. And he was like, nah, you crazy. He'd have never joined you. He was like, yo, listen, what if I told you that it was a Sith Lord that was in the Senate and ran all the senators and had the whole Republic and everybody under his thumb? Obi-Wan was like, nah, the Jedi never had that. And he was like, there's only a Sith Lord that can cloud the Jedi's mind so much that they can't no longer see it in the Force. And then he's like, nah. And he's like, yo, listen, man, come with me or I'm gonna crush you. Like, I'm about to do my own army. But in hindsight, when you look at it, that's actually what happened. Because Chancellor Palpatine was Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dooku was always right. That's why Dooku is one of my favorites, because Dooku left the order when he realized that something wasn't right. And then when he left the order, he realized that he could not really escape it, because when he left the order and joined the Sith ran the order. So he thought that he could do better by the people by being in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got rid of him. The council got rid of him.
But see, the crazy thing with that
Anakin. No. I think it was Palpatine. Palpatine overall
they've been doing that for a minute. It was really 3 Sith in the first Star Wars. Phantom Menace was 3 Sith.
Palpatine, Maul,
and then
Dooku.
Plagueis was in there. But you just didn't know. Plagueis was his original boss. That's what. Plagueis was in there. But you just got to go back and watch it.
And Phantom Menace, Plagueis
was in there. He just disguised himself. Now, if we go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, right? Mm-hmm. He says, "Did you ever hear the story?" When they were sitting, and he was telling how to save Padme. He says, "Did you ever hear the story and the death of Darth Plagueis?" He said, "Darth Plagueis manipulate metachlorians that can make you resurrect the dead. He says, and then Luke was like, what? I mean, Anakin was like, well, what happened to him?
Mm-hmm.
He says his apprentice, Sidious, killed him. And who was Sidious?
Him.
He's Sidious. So what happened was in his sleep, he killed him in his sleep. He killed him in his sleep. Sidious killed him in his sleep. And literally, if you go to and you watch Phantom Menace, there was people who came in and they needed stuff to be fixed. And who was fixing it? Anakin and the other alien. And that's when Plagueis came and noticed Anakin. Because that's the thing. The Sith know everything, man. They literally plan everything. They play chess while the Jedi are playing checkers. It's sad, but that's what was going on. The Jedi at that time was playing checkers while the Sith was playing chess.
And not only that, though, they said that the Jedi was started to get too involved in the political process, and they started 100%. To lose their force vision. You know what I mean? Because they was too caught up in politics and the Republic and the senators and all this other stuff. Because even Doku was saying that. Like,
yeah, they're basically a political, militarized force.
But it wasn't always like that. You know what I mean?
It wasn't.
That's why it was so easy for the Sith to kind of start to do things that the Jedi couldn't see or they couldn't feel. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, that's when we had the Old Republic.
Yeah.
And when there were a lot of Jedi.
Definitely. So I mean, in Ahsoka now, like what are we looking forward to in the next? Because there's only 7 episodes. We got 5 left. How fast and how far are you guys expecting, or what are your expectations in the next few episodes of what's to come? Characters that we'd like to see, and how deep into these characters. Because it's going to be hard for me personally. It's going to be hard to introduce too many characters and get into depth to them, because there's only 5 episodes, and even if you're doing an hour piece, that's only 5 hours of content. You can't do that much and still keeping
well, they all less than an hour, because the first episode
less than 50 minutes.
The second episode was 47 minutes.
I think the third one is 42 minutes.
Yeah. The second one was 47. It was 47 credits, and the first one was 53. They be trying to do it like, it's weird though, because the Marvel ones, if you know anything, the Marvel ones, that last Loki, when they Loki, they was long. It was an hour. It was more than an hour.
Except for the last one. The last one was short. The last couple of them that they did were short. The She-Hulk and the Kamala Khan.
Yeah, but She-Hulk, I think that was the worst series.
That's because of the
worst series. She-Hulk was the worst series Marvel did.
Yeah,
but they should have did way more with She-Hulk.
It was very bad.
But tell me about this Ahsoka. Like, what are y'all expectations? Like,
expectations for Ahsoka and what's going to happen. I like, they got the map. So the pseudo Sith got a head start. Balin Skull and Hati. They have the Night Sister with them, and they got the assassin droids that are witnessing everything. The droids have the map in their memory core, so if they can catch one of the droids, they'll have a...
They caught one.
No, if they can catch one of the droids that were there with them when they turned on the map and looked at the different universes.
No, but remember, I don't mean to cut you off, but remember when she went back to Sabine's house,
they got a droid. Sabine had.
But he seen the map. Remember, Sabine had the map up when they came in.
Yeah, no. Sabine had the puzzle up to figure out the.
That was the same map.
It's a map.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They just looked at it in a different way.
But the projection that they had was different.
Yeah, but it's still sort of the same thing, because remember, what happened is when Sabine looked at the map, she went outside with her telescope to try to see if she could see, you see what I'm saying? So she see where the planet was. She could see, it's just the way that they had it.
No, but
the way they put it in that thing.
But she doesn't have the last location, though. Well, I don't think any of them have like a direct location to where
they don't.
They just have like a general area.
She know the area because she pulled it up and she looked, and she's, even when she was talking to Ahsoka, she was like, yo, I unlocked the map. I seen the map. Okay. You know what I mean? But then Ahsoka went back to her apartment and was like, yo, and she was hoping to catch one of the droids, and she called him.
They got the info. I know that they have like a path I didn't think that they had like the entire thing though. I think that the other Morgan Elsbeth, I think that she has a bit more information towards it though. And she's building the gate to bring Thrawn through it.
Yeah.
The big warp gate.
That's why they needed that. That's why they needed that.
They got 3 of them. 3 of the warp cores.
That's true.
And what else am I expecting? I want a couple more people to join the roster that we have there, or at least one more, you know. And I want to see Kanan's kid, the Kanan Jarrus kid that he had with the Twi'lek girl that we saw. What was her name? Who? The chick that put the tracker on their ship with the robot.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Oh.
She has a kid with a Jedi. That's Force sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In Rebels.
Yeah, they had a child together.
With green hair.
I just want to see.
Yeah, but I don't know why the hell would they bring him in? Like, what is his relevance? Just to be like, we got a kid?
I just want to see Vader.
Fan service, bro. They're like, yo, the Force sensitive kid that we saw, that one of the main characters of the last series that died. This is his kid. You get me?
I just want to see Vader.
Nah, I don't want to see the kid. If the kid don't, and see, but you know, and that'd be the problem with some of these series is that the introduction of people for no reason, to be like, we got a kid. We see this kid.
Nah.
What does this kid do? This kid don't do nothing.
Just a cameo.
I feel just like you watch X-Men to see Wolverine, you watch Star Wars to see Spock. I need to see more Vader. That's all I want to see. The whole Star Wars was based on Darth Vader. So they got to give me some more Vader.
It's called Ahsoka. Okay.
We wouldn't even be seeing lightsabers.
For this man.
There wouldn't be Ahsoka if there was Anakin.
Vader. Listen, but think about this. We wouldn't have no story if
What's your favorite scene?
you were supposed to bring light to the Force, not darkness.
For real.
That was, listen, that's probably, to me, the second best lightsaber scene I've seen in the history of that
Listen,
show.
You know what's wild?
And the wild part is that I was doing some research on that scene,
Yeah.
and you know that they were saying that Anakin already had it predetermined in his mind
That he was gonna win.
that not only he was gonna win, but he was gonna do the same move that Obi-Wan killed Darth Maul with.
Yeah.
He was going
And then Obi-Wan was like, don't do it.
Obi-Wan was like, I know what you've been about to try to do.
The high ground.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
But see,
It's not the same.
Obi-Wan's supposed to win that fight, bro.
It's not the
He was supposed
same.
to win the fight, but Darth Maul was too cocky, bro. He thought that's the reason why they said Sidious never dealt with him no more. He's like, bro, how you let him do that?
Darth Maul was trying to kill him the same way he killed his master.
Exactly.
And then Anakin kept asking Obi-Wan
About the fight, yeah.
He's like, how did you do it? How did you do it?
He
Yeah.
was like, I would have done this, and he's like, don't do it, Anakin.
Like, I got the high ground.
I got
Listen,
the high
you ain't
ground.
gonna do the same move I did on somebody else. Bro, like, I know how to stop that.
Bro lost 3 limbs in one swing.
Facts.
3 limbs. But yeah, Anakin, bro. You know, Vader.
Most of the fun, man.
Want to see more flashbacks with him training Ahsoka, and then I want to see Ahsoka training this chick.
I want to see him in the back of the tank. That's what I want to see.
Stop wanting to see niggas in back to
In the back of the tank, bro. Just think about that, bro. He's in the tank and he's just thinking about all his mistakes, bro. Think about that. He getting flashbacks. He's in that tank. It's when he ain't in the suit. He all
messed up, no legs, only one arm.
I'm having Dragon Ball
And he barely even have one arm, because remember now, the arm that he has is the metal arm.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Luke. It's the metal arm that, I mean, Anakin.
My bad, guys. I forgot that he went back to Luke.
Not Luke, Anakin.
Anakin?
Yeah,
Luke. Anakin had
Who are we talking about? Anakin has no legs and he has one arm.
You know, you don't have arm.
He has one arm.
He don't have no one arm.
Damn.
Remember when he was climbing out of it was the metal arm that saved his life. It was the metal arm that was pulling him out of the fire.
Oh shit, he had a metal arm before
he
he had a metal arm before he got his shit.
Your favorite dude cut his arm off. Dooku.
His arm off.
Dooku cut his arm off, and that's why when he fought again, he took both of Dooku's arms because Dooku took one of his arms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Anakin was always about revenge.
He broke so many there are rules of war. And this man just breaks every one of them, bro. If you watch Rebels, you'll see this man surrender to an army and then go behind their lines and kill them.
Exactly. And Anakin was a bad boy.
Facts.
Bad boy. He was a bad boy.
I wonder how they didn't see it coming.
They underestimated him, man. Just like they underestimated Sidious and they underestimated Yoda. Everybody underestimated Yoda though, bro. You see that little dude walk up and he'll mess you up.
Yoda shit himself when Anakin killed them kids.
Yeah, he did. He was real hurt by that.
He was sick. He was
yeah. He was like, you don't want to watch the tapes.
Obi-Wan was sick, but
he said you don't want to watch the tapes. You didn't. But that was crazy though. That whole fight scene was a crazy scene because they was going at it. They was really going at it. Mm-hmm. But I still say Obi still the G because if Obi really put his mind to it, he could kill that dude anytime. He had 3 times he could have killed him. 3 times and he never killed him.
Facts.
Yeah, and the same thing with Vader. Vader could have killed Obi-Wan a couple times as well, and he didn't kill him.
When?
One same in Obi-Wan when he had him on the floor. The Bardi could have killed him, and he did.
He let him survive that. Yeah, that's the only one though.
It's a couple of times. I feel like they've had a couple of times where they're back and forth because it's the same thing with Ahsoka and Vader. Because I think that Vader was gonna kill her though. I think he was.
Yeah, Vader, listen. Vader,
I think he's searching for every reason just to get worse, to stay connected to that dark side.
Well, he wanted to make sure he could beat Sidious. Because the thing is, you got to remember, he could never do Force Lightning because he lost his limbs.
That's hilarious. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he can never do. And what's the name did Force Lightning? His son.
But that choking is crazy though.
That choke ain't no joke. That choke is good, man. But everybody can do the choke though.
Not like Vader.
Not
with that robot arm.
What's the name of doing the choke?
He'll choke you and just swing that lightsaber with that robot arm and cut through everything.
Fine. All right, so we got 5 more episodes.
Let's go.
We're looking forward to some more action. We're looking forward to some more characters. In that he want to see the sun. Let's do what
it is, man. That's funny. That's funny.
Now on a serious note, it seems like both sides is on the same pathway to finding Ezra and Thrawn all in the same breath. They all connected in some way. And we'll see, the journey between the two, what it's gonna be like. And I hope that they can continue to, for me, keep up with not only the action, but the cinema shots. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, don't hold the shot too much.
Shot, yeah.
You know what I mean? But keep up with the graphics and give us a little insight to the different worlds and stuff like that. So give us some last words, gentlemen, on taking us up out of here.
Ahsoka, man. Just check it out. That's all I got to say. Check it out.
Yeah, stay tuned. Give this a bit more love than y'all showed to Secret Invasion. Well, it will get a lot more love. It's the Star Wars universe, but give it time to cook. Let's at least wait till episode 4 and 5 to give some definitive places towards it. But I see potential. I see a lot of potential. I've seen a lot in the first 2 episodes already. A lot of droids, a lot of lightsaber colors, a lot of people with the Force, and a lot of story going on. A lot of different ways that people use the Force too. Because we got Night Sisters, we got Jedi's, and we got whatever Valen Skull is starting with his new religion. I want to know what he wants to do with that power. I want to know who is going to benefit from Thrawn bringing back the Empire. Because if Thrawn brings back the Empire, not everybody in the Sith wants that to happen. Because even Moff Gideon from Mandalorian, he didn't want Thrawn back. So we'll see what happens.
For sure. And don't forget, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., live365.com/Tree Culture Radio. Check us out, the audio version. In tune with the culture. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Take it easy. Ah.